Good evening and welcome to TopTalk, reaching you from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Olamide Al-Hassan. Tonight, we're joined by a man whose name has dominated students' politics headlines in recent months, Comr Atiku Abubakar Isah, National President of the Association of Nigerian Students. His inauguration at Wells Carlton Hotel in Asokoro Abuja on April 29, 2025 was meant to be a moment of celebration. Instead, it turned into one of the most shocking incidents in the history of student leadership in Nigeria. Comr Atiku alleges that he was abducted by Olushola Ladoja, Olugbenga Adeyeye, Babatunde Akinteye, Lukman Talaudin, and others, with the aid of a DSS officer known as Zamani Martins. He was detained by the DSS for 2 months, and during that time, he met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Tonight, he shares his story, the inauguration, the abduction, and his time in DSS detention. Stay with us. You're welcome to TopTalk, comrade.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you this evening. Good evening.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much.
In fact, your story is one that has really touched a lot of people, and questions are being asked. But let's start from the very beginning. At the hotel in Wells Carlton, right, in Abuja. Let's start from the beginning, April 29, 2025. What really happened? What was supposed to be a moment of celebration quickly turned into chaos. Could you please walk us through what happened that day?
Thank you. It all started on the 27th of April, 2025. I lodged in a hotel at the barracks. Then one of the SAs to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaro, by name Baba Lolo, came to me with orders that they don't want me to do the inauguration. They are aware I won my election, but that some persons have interest in the presidency, and they will want to pay me so that I don't go on with the
presidency. That means the National Association of Nigerian Students.
I mean the presidency of Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, that I don't want to mention his name. Somebody close to President Tinubu. He had requested that I should be brought to him, but I felt he was being disrespectful, ordering me to come. I am not a boy to anybody. I respect people who have characters, values. I do not respect people because of even position of authority or accumulation of wealth, because I have seen in this country that the most irresponsible people have more wealth, the most irresponsible people have positions of authority. So I don't respect people based on positions of authority or wealth. When he ordered me to come, I refused to go. And when the SA to the Honorable Minister met me, he came with some persons. I told him that you people have been going after me, you have attacked me, and I have been quiet all this while, and there is the reason why I lodged in the hotel in the barracks where I feel
safer.
Yes. He now told me that, do I know that he has capacity to even direct the military to bring me out? And then I now realized that I was talking to an SA to the Honorable Minister of Defense, and the Minister of Defense controls the military on behalf of President Tinubu. So there and then I spoke to a military man that my life is in danger here. Take me out of this place and I will pay you handsomely. Then he moved me. We went to Asokoro. I don't want him to be able to even trace my movement. I lodged in a hotel in Asokoro, close to the UBA. There's a hotel there. I think Rayfield Hotel, just to disguise. After he left, I left the hotel too. Having paid for the room, I left the hotel so that there will be no traces.
He still felt unsafe.
Unsafe, because at least he can go back and will tell them. So, when you are in this struggle, you don't take chances. Well, I paid for a room. All
these are still on the 27th.
On the 27th. I allowed him to see that I have entered the room. And when he left, I also left the room. I trekked and used Keke Napep, went to the Wells Carlton Hotel. And at the Wells Carlton Hotel, because a lot of people had indicated interest to attend my inauguration. Among them were the former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who personally told me that he was going to attend. The former Governor of Rivers State, Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, told me personally that I was going to attend.
This is your inauguration as Nans President?
As Nans President.
Okay.
The SDP presidential candidate told me he was going to attend.
Is that Adewale Adebayo?
Adewale Adebayo. I did communicate with through a third party with the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi, and so many governors. The former governor of Kanu State called me that he had already he will be leaving Kanu for Abuja for my inauguration. The former governor of Kogi State, Captain Idris Wada, sent me a message that he will be there. I spoke with the Emir of Dutse. He said he will not be able to attend, but he will send a representative. The former minister of sports called me that he was going to be there. And
quite a number of personalities.
Yes, personalities who had indicated interest to attend my inauguration. Then on the 27th, so among all of these people, I don't want to mention names, one of them sent money for me to pay for my hotel bill. Per night, I paid 320,000 naira at the Wells Carlton Hotel. Per night, I paid for 27th, 28th. Then I moved into the hotel without anybody knowing. Nobody knew I was in the hotel except my predecessor, Comrade Pedro Obishibuzo, whom I told that I was already in the hotel because he was the one telling me that I should not allow anybody to know about my whereabouts, and that he knows people are trailing me and they want to attack me. Was it about you or about the new position you just attained? No, it was about the position, not about me. Okay. I am not a cultist, because what brought about all of this attack was because Pedro Obi, the immediate past Nans President, also Usman Barambu, who handed over to Pedro Obi, and a host of other student leaders were the ones who appealed to me that we know you have the capacity and you are not a cultist, but you have a very strong mind like a cultist. So I don't know whether cultists have strong minds. So it takes one of those qualities to actually be so that you should come and we will support you. I said I do not have the financial muscles to be able to contest for Nans President. You say you don't need money. Those that they will support me financially, campaign for me and ensure I win. That was before the election. So when I emerged, the cultists and the touts, the talks. You see, Nans is dominated by talks, touts, and cultists. And most of them are not even students. And that's why the president of Tinubu Students Association, Olushola Ladoja, who was brought to claim to be Nans President, cannot even speak English. Yes. Touts, talks, like the SSA to the president. You can confirm this. Ask him to come for an interview. He won't be able to express himself very well, because these are the touts and talks that have taken over the National Association of Nigerian Students over the years. And I was called by responsible leaders of the association to come and cleanse the association so that touts and talks will no longer have a place in the association again. So when I emerged, they tried to threaten me. And then all of these attacks. So when I entered the hotel on the 27th, I also paid for a hall, 2.5 million naira for the hall where the inauguration was to take place. Okay. Having made the payments, I also paid for other rooms again for some of the persons, for Pedro where he will be where he will stay, and for Usman Barambu. These are the former Nans presidents, and I paid for rooms for them also at the Wells Carlton Hotel. I stayed on the 27th. I didn't come out at all. On 28th, I didn't come out. Why is that so? Why did you have to stay without stepping out? Was it still out of fear? No, not out of fear, but being conscious of my security. Okay. Nobody knew I was in the hotel except for Pedro Shibuzo. And on 28th in the evening, the SSA to the president, President Tinubu, called me. I picked. He now told me that Sheikh Tinubu wants to see me. I told him I was I was indisposed at that moment. After about 2 hours, after about an hour again, he called. I didn't pick. He called for more than 10 times. I didn't pick. Others, people were calling from left, right, and center. I remember a major general called me that what are you doing? Why don't you want to see Sheikh Tinubu? So I don't have any business to do with Sheikh Tinubu. I'm not one of those who are looking for favors from him. He has nothing to give me. See, I am so contented.
But why did you turn down his invitation, though?
The invitation, I got credible information that I did say that the SSC to the Minister of Defense said that she wanted to see me to pay me off, although I didn't mention his name. But we cannot hide all of this. This information needs to be accurate and correct. So the reason I am mentioning his name now, but not out of fear. She knows I don't fear people. He knows already now. And even the DSS, they know I don't fear people.
Okay.
The police know that I don't fear. So, I've already invited personalities. 2, you are asking me to come and collect money and leave my position.
But you were not certain that that's what he would have discussed with you.
Why was he interested in seeing me? No, why was he interested in seeing me?
But maybe to congratulate you.
No, he should have called me to congratulate me. Personalities called me and congratulated me.
You never know. What if he wanted to see you in person?
Well, he should have called me himself, but he was sending people to me. Go and bring Atiku. At this my age, I'm more than that for Sheikh Tinubu to order me. Maybe he didn't know who Atiku was, but today he knows who Atiku is. Nobody orders me. You can, a shadow of 3 years can ask me to do something. Respectfully, I will do it. But when we want to, especially for those who have positions of authority in this country, I don't have regards for them because you can see what Wiki did of recent. So that's how they are. They feel pompous, arrogant, that as if the world will no longer exist without them, which is not so. At least General Sani Abacha died in office. Everything continued. Yar'Adua died, nothing stopped. So even if we die, nothing will stop. If I die, nothing will stop. So people should have that at the back of their minds. So I refused to go, and then the threat started.
Who sent the threat?
One, Olusola Ladoja. Babatunde Akinteye, known as Babti. Friday Jeremiah. Salahuddin Lukman. Yinka Dada, known as Saddam. He was a Nans President. He was factional Nans President, not Nans President. He was factional because he never won election. And Yusuf Alimi.
Who are these individuals you've just listed?
These individuals I've just listed are cultists, like Adeyeye Lubenga.
That's a strong accusation.
No. You see, when I am not a child, and I am not under the influence of anything. I don't even take alcohol, except Babatunde Akinteye, who forced me to take alcohol on the 29th of May. Prior to that time, I had not held a bottle of alcohol with the content in it.
What do you mean by he forced you? Was it under duress?
When I was abducted and brought to them, so somebody told him that I am an imam. So I said, oh, the best way to deal with him would be for him to take alcohol. So now, Yusuf Ali now brought bottles of alcohol, broke it on my head. They held me, forced me, and gave me alcohol to take. And part of that time, I had never taken alcohol. And I think that alcohol for 29th of May, 2029 cannot have effect on me now. So anything I'm saying now, I'm saying with my full consciousness.
Okay, so how did all these names you mentioned, what role did they play in your abduction?
Baba, while I was after my inauguration on that day on the 29th.
So the inauguration held successfully?
Yes, before the inauguration, this point is very important. The management of the Wells Carlton Hotel, they had disconnected the water in my room.
That's also an allegation against the management. What if it's just...
No, it was not a mistake. I will tell you all of this.
Okay.
It is the most irresponsible hotel I have ever lodged in my life. The management and staff are not only irresponsible, but they lack wisdom.
That's a very strong allegation.
They are the most irresponsible people that you could find on the surface of the earth. They told me, they disconnected my water. And because I'm a Muslim and I pray, so we do ablution. I had bottles of bottled water with me, which I was to be drinking. So I was using a bottled water for ablution, and I was using it to take care of myself. So later on, one of the staff, I have her number. She called me that they no longer want me in their hotel. So I have not even exhausted my money. I paid for 27, 28. I'm supposed to leave 29th in the afternoon by 12 noon. That's the standard in all hotels. And you are calling me on the 28th that you no longer want to see me in the hotel. I said, no, I'm not leaving. Somehow she started misbehaving. That was when I... Did
you ask her on whose order she was making the call? In what capacity was she making the call?
She refused to tell me. They didn't longer want me in their hotel again.
What position does she hold in the hotel?
She is in charge of... I think I should remember the name, and I think I saved her name in my phone. I still have her number. Although, okay, I saved her number, the Wells Carlton representative. So she's in charge of business in the hotel.
Okay.
I said I was not going to leave. So that was why I think they disconnected the light, the water, made the place uncomfortable, and even closed the hall where I was supposed to be inaugurated. But somehow we managed to get into the hall. So on the 29th in the morning, while personalities were already coming, students were already trooping into, Olushola Doja and other of his thugs, they came to the hotel premises with a bus. Also, the son of the president, Sheikh Tinubu, came with his security men. So that was when I
realized. To attend your inauguration?
No, not to attend my inauguration. He was the one who gave the orders. Because he owns a suite in that hotel. It's a 5-star hotel. He was the one who gave the order that they should chase me away. But they are supposed to be professional.
Were you deliberate about choosing that hotel?
I was deliberate because I went around Abuja. I wanted to do it at the Transcorp. I was conscious of security, but Transcorp was so expensive. I was asked to pay 30 million for the Congress Hall. And that was, even though there were persons that were ready to pay, but I cannot submit such budget, it will seem unreasonable of me. So I now looked at other options and see where security can be guaranteed. So when I sent people around, they say, oh, the Wells Carlton has military men stationed, DSS men and police. I said, oh, that's okay. Fantastic. So we can use the Wells Carlton. While we were there, Sheikh Tinubu came around. At least this position was clearly stated on Channels television by the immediate past Senate President of Nans, Henry Okumono, who saw Sheikh Tinubu himself, because he was the one who told me that Sheikh Tinubu is here with his security details. And others. So the boys were already around, the touts and the thugs and the cultists were already around. I refused to come down. I wanted the students to gather before I'll come, since I will be the president that we inaugurated. But while I was in my hotel room at the 4th floor, so I received a call from the former governor of Kanu State that he was already at the venue, that he's seated at the reception. So I cannot keep a personality like that waiting. Don't forget, he was also one-time Minister of Education. So I had to come down. I came down and then we went to the hall with him. The representative of the Emir of Dutse was also there. So we went together to the hall. When I saw that the atmosphere was tense, I asked that we do the inauguration quickly so that we can disperse, because the touts, the talks, and the cultists led by Olubenga Adeyeye were already around, and Sheikh Tinubu was also around. I had written letters to the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of Department of State Services.
You have a copy of the letter? I
have copies. I'll send them to you. The Director of DSS, FCT Command. That morning, the chairman of the Inauguration Committee, Dr. Shehu Shagari, met with FCT Command, and they said they were coming with their men. Went to FCID, they said the police, that's police, because I wrote to the IG, they said they were coming for the same inauguration. Private security men also, I paid them to be on ground. So immediately after the inauguration, I made my speech, which also went viral. And it was time for the special, one of the special guests of honor, Malam Senator Ibrahim Shekaro, to make his speech. While he was making his speech, Olubenga Adeyeye, the atmosphere outside was already tense. We were inside the hall. We were hearing Axeman, Axeman, Axeman. That's a slogan by the Black Axe Confraternity, a deadly cult group. They were shouting Axeman, Axeman, but the voice that I recognized, because I had met him severally, was that of Olubenga Adeyeye, is known as Aluta Pilot. So they forced their way inside. At that time, people started running. There was some persons made a way for me to escape. I was on my way. I had already escaped, and I realized that I brought in dignitaries. What if they are attacked? Out of frustration that they could not apprehend me, I said, oh no, the best thing will be for me to be attacked. If they see me,
this was the 29th.
On the 29th,
after your speech.
Yes, they will attack me and they will spare my dignitaries. I had already escaped, so I came back. So while I came back, I went to Senator Ibrahim Shekaro, because he was seated close to Captain Idris Wada, the former governor of Kogi State, and the representative of the Emir, and also this young man who mimics Buhari. I've forgotten his name. Light in complexion, who looks like Buhari, the President Buhari. So I went close to them. So when Olubenga Adeyeye came, he raised the machete on him. So I brought myself forward so that he will attack me and spare my dignitaries. So he now stabbed me on my hand here.
That's where you got that scarf from?
Yes, this scarf from.
On your inauguration
day?
On
my inauguration day. And another one on my neck. So I now followed them. But I was happy, because all of them, by coming out, none of my invited guests was attacked. So, and that was the reason why I came out.
So all of this happened in Wells Carlton.
Let me inform you
Hotel.
that in the presence of the military, in the presence of DSS officials, in the presence of police, all of this happened, why were they able to compromise? Because Tinubu came and gave the directives. And then
you said he was there to give the directives.
He came personally to ensure that I was humiliated, and I was humiliated. He came personally because before
what if he actually attended the event, just like every other
I didn't invite him. Why would he come to an event that he was not invited? To an event that he had called the president-elect, waited according to the senior special assistant to the president of students and youths, Sunday Ashefon, that she waited for me for 3 hours, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So if you wait for somebody for 3 hours and the person refused to see you, would you now go to his inauguration? No. That means he came there to actually ensure I was humiliated. But the truth is that they did what they did. I'm not humiliated now. I am gallant. So when I was then forced into a waiting bus where I was seriously beaten. The clothes I wore on that day is still there with the blood stain. I can take pictures of the blood stain and also send to you. And I am keeping it not because of anything. It's just to keep the memory.
All right, comrade, let's quickly go on a short break. When we return, we'll be talking more about your abduction and how you met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I know that lots of people are already waiting to hear that part of the conversation. This is still Top Talk. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still Top Talk, and we're still discussing with Comr Abubakar Isah Atiku, who's sharing with us most of his experience, his abduction, and how it's unfolding so far so good. All right, comrade. You were talking about how you eventually followed them, so which means that they abducted you that day after your inauguration.
Yes.
So walk us through what happened. What happened in detention?
And before the detention, I followed them. I was taken to a place in Mabushi. But while we were going...
Was there any uniformed personnel there? Like, was it a formal arrest?
No, it was not an arrest, but the whole process was made easy for the touts and talks by Zamani Martins, a DSS official, who was actually communicating with them.
If there was a DSS official involved, it means that it could have been an official arrest. Or were you invited at some point?
No, it was not an arrest. You don't arrest somebody by macheting the person, and then somebody that has been communicating. I've been communicating with the office of the DSS, but because I think Tinubu was angry, and these men are cowards. I'm sorry to use this word, but the truth of the matter is that the majority of them in the security agency, they are cowards. They do not work to defend the country. They work to protect the ego of some of these persons in power. And that was made easy. I am suspecting that the National Director of Operations, Mr. Bakuri,
that's another allegation,
must have been directed by Tinubu, because
do you have
what I'm saying is Zamani Martins actually came. I saw him. He was the one that physically helped the touts and talks. But for why I am saying that I'm suspecting,
yes, because we cannot base anything on suspicion.
No. But in the case of Zamani, he was clearly involved.
Okay.
And I have known him very well because he's the representative, also representative in DSS. But Bakuri is a ranking member of the DSS, the National Director of Operations. Why I say I suspect him is because Zamani cannot discuss, Tinubu cannot discuss with Zamani, is too junior. And why I say I'm suspecting Bakuri, if not for quota system, I've met Bakuri when I was tortured, blood flowing down my body. I was taken to his office. I met a man who does not have capacity to be National Director of Operations of the DSS. His state, Katsina, where he comes from, his local government is taken over by bandits.
Okay, let's not talk about that, so we don't digress too much.
Yes.
So still back to the story of the abduction.
So I was taken to Mabushi, a hotel in Mabushi, where I was tortured as usual, naked again, and that was where I was forced to take alcohol. Those sitting and guiding them to take...
But you said your alcohol consumption was May 29th.
On 29th, and that was when I was abducted on May 29th.
Oh, I thought they took you on April 29th.
No, on April 29, yes, that was when I was abducted. That was the day of my inauguration. April.
Yes.
April 29.
So it was April you tasted the alcohol. Okay, good.
So while I was taken there, Yinka Dada, known as Saddam, who was factional president of Nans, Babatude Akinteye, who was immediate past Senate President of Nans, Farouk Omar, a board member in Nelfond, they were the ones coordinating the beating. Farouk Omar made it clear to me.
Let me get this straight. You said they were the ones coordinating
the beating.
How do you know they were coordinating? Were they the ones with
they made me sit on the ground.
Oh, they were with you?
They were with us at Mabushi.
Okay.
Sit on the ground. Farouk Omar, a member of Nelfond, a board member. Prior to that time, we had met during my campaigns to become Nans President. He had told me that yes, Sheikh Tinubu is his boss. So he will ask them the way to beat me while he was taking the shots and sending to Sheikh Tinubu.
How did you know he was sending directly?
No, he was talking now. He was speaking in Hausa to some guys there. Say kuihaka nasuntura oga. He didn't call Sheikh Tinubu. When he said nasuntura oga, I know him. He was always boasting that Sheikh Tinubu is his boss.
Okay, but that does not.
No, so when he said I want to send it to Oga, I know that it's Sheikh Tinubu because that's the only man that has interest in seeing me that I'm humiliated.
But that would still be an assumption.
You can't see. I'm telling you what happened now. You see, I'm not under the influence of alcohol again. The alcohol they forced me to take was on 29th of April. So that influence cannot be on me at this moment for me not to know. Why am I not calling other names? Why Sheikh Tinubu? No, I don't take alcohol. Apart from that one on 29th. So then Oga. So he will say, do this. So they will bring machete. Then Yusuf Alimi, you can see this place designed like this. You know, my body is good because I am not on drugs. I get healed quickly. So Yusuf Alimi, they now held me, put my two legs like this. So he was using machete like this. He was using machete with leg. So they held me very well. So now he will now say, okay, he will now say, change it like this again, so that he can let Oga see how they are humiliating me. So they removed
in all of this moment, your one crime was becoming the Nans President.
Becoming the Nans President and saying that I want to see work so that Taoist cultists and thugs will not have influence in Nans again.
Okay.
So they macheted me behind. If you see my back everywhere, in short, that picture is not the way it is. It was when I was treated. I almost completely healed. That was when I had the opportunity of taking that picture, because I was taken to DSS custody, and you don't use your phone. So
how did you get to DSS custody from that moment?
So because that's why I suspect the National Director of Operations.
Okay.
And all of that things that happened. Because Nnamdi does not have capacity, to speak with Sheikh Tinubu. While I was there, Babatunde Akinteye was speaking with Zamani. Don't forget, Zamani is somebody I know. In short, I know even where he lives, because he had asked me before to bring money for him if I want protection from DSS. I once took money to him.
That's another allegation.
I have people that I didn't go alone. Now on that day, usually after I am my Nans President, I usually don't work alone again. I went with about 5 persons. It was because of him I went to one useless club. I don't go to club. It was in that club close to his house. I gave him the money he said that so that he will ensure that I'm protected by DSS.
Let's talk about your detention, because honestly, because of time,
so
touch everything.
When after they had tortured me, I think then I fainted. In the course of beating, while they were stabbing me, I fainted. Maybe that period they communicated again, because they were communicating with Zamani Martins. So, and then when I regained consciousness, immediately Zamani came with other DSS officials, and they took me to the National Director of Operations, who could not secure his own place where he comes from, and bandits have taken over in Castena. I think it's because of quota system that is the National Director of Operations, and that is not good for our country. because he has no capacity, he's no intelligence.
Let's get back to the main conversation instead of attacking those personalities.
I was not attacking personalities. They have done their worst. They can come and take me. In short, the truth is that, let me make it clear to DSS and police that if they succeed in killing me, they have done for me a favor by making me a martyr. And if they take me to their custody, they have provided me a seclusion for me to go close to God Almighty. So while I was taken to the office of the National Director of Operations.
Okay.
He looked at me and said, no. Well, because I couldn't even walk. I was somehow, I was not fully conscious. So they took me to VGC, the DSS clinic, where I was being treated. Because while they were beating me, while they were stabbing me, while Yusuf Alimi, known as Decima, was using cutlass on me, Olushola Ladoja came and hit me in the eye. That one was the most painful, because he used his force with his leg and hit me in the eye directly. I think it was only after that I lost consciousness. So my eye was reddish. So they took me to VGC. I was there for some days receiving treatment. While I was there, these people shamelessly, the DSS officers came that the video I made where I said Sheyi Tinubu lacks, has no character, has no shame, and that Sheyi Tinubu was behind everything, that they want to tilt me, and for me to make another video and say that video that went viral was not true. I refused. It was as a result of my refusal that they detained me for 2 months in their custody, because I refused to lie against myself and against personalities in this country.
There's been history of you retracing conversations.
I never retraced anyone. I made a video saying that Sheyi has no character, he has no shame. Show me one video where I said otherwise, or show me one video. They wrote something. Let me tell you, I have to be frank here. While I was with them at the DSS, Shooks, one of the newspaper correspondents in AIT, was the one that wrote that thing that went viral, that I now say that everything I said is not true. It was the one that wrote it.
Were you in consent?
Consent of what? If I'm in consent, why do I do video? Am I not the one talking what has happened now? I'm not in consent. They sent many people to me, including the SDP governorship candidate in my state. He was always calling me. He won't ask me to send him my account number. Up to now, he has not sent any money because I refused to say that it was not Sheyi Tinubu that did that. They wanted to use that so that they say no. He told me that Sheyi is the son of the president, and presidents in Africa, they are the powerful. They can do anything. So in my mind, I was just laughing at him that the African presidents are not powerful. Where Atiku is the.
So you were detained for 2 months?
For 2 months. And in the course of the detention, and the first day, I was taken to underground detention. Don't forget, I was the one that was seriously beaten, stripped naked, and then humiliated with all the injuries. I was taken to underground detention.
So the reason why you were taken to underground detention this time is because you refused to retract some statements that you made.
Yes.
About Sheyi Tinubu.
About Sheyi Tinubu.
Okay, so that was the formal arrest basis.
That was the formal arrest basis.
Okay.
So they took me to underground. I stayed there, and then from underground they took me to where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu currently resides. So and that was where I met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I realized how passionate he is, fearless and courageous. So I think we have some things in common, and that's why I like him, and I've chosen him as one of my leaders. Because I like courageous people. I hate cowardice, acts of cowardice, and that's why nobody has ever accused me of betrayal. All they have ever accused me is that he's stubborn. Because if we have agreement with you, not even agreement, if we are moving with you on the way and somebody will attack you, they will only be able to attack you after they have taken my life. And that's the position I tell people. There's no betrayal in my life.
Okay. So whilst you were in detention for 2 months, was any of your family members aware of your whereabouts? Maybe friends or family members?
While I was in VGC, while I was being treated, My family members were aware.
Were they allowed to visit?
Yes, at that time in VGC. But when they arrested me and took me to their detention, they refused, confiscated my phones. But let me also tell you that between Zamani Martins, Yinka Dada, Olushola Olubenga, Salawuddin Lukman, these people I mentioned, 2 of my phones are still missing. So Zamani Martins of DSS, if you have stolen my phone. The reason I'm saying DSS, you have stolen my phone is that I reported the case to the Deputy Director of DSS in charge of internal security, that my Samsung Galaxy, which I bought for 1,490,000, I bought the phone not up to a month. This phone, as a result of this abduction, it got missing. DSS, I did tell him they don't have capacity to trace. So if you didn't steal my phone, DG told him, bring give me a phone. If not, I'll continue to say you people are thieves. Because the boys who abducted me did that with the support of Martins Zamani, a DSS official. And Lukman Salawuddin forced me to put the pin of my phone. So within that process, that period, I don't know how the phone got missing. And another Android phone again of mine. If you want me to show evidence and the IMEI number, I can send to you. You either bring me my phone, track my phone, and bring back my phone. So I can to see the just as a criminal organization, because my phone is missing. I bought the phone for 1,490,000, and another Android phone, so about 2 million naira used to buy phone, is missing between DSS and these criminals. And you have refused to arrest any of these criminals who did all of this. Nobody was even brought for questioning. That confirms the involvement of Sheikh Tinubu.
And your family didn't make any official complaints? Who are you
going to complain to?
Talk to a lawyer,
Complain to who? Is it this rascals in judiciary that you want to go and waste your time? You only waste your time and waste money.
You cannot say there are not good lawyers out there.
No, there are good lawyers, but they are not good judges. They are good lawyers, but they are not good judges. Let me tell you, while in custody, that's why I don't even know what is happening. The way these people have planned this. I have a house in Zaria. Somebody went to a magistrate court that he bought my own house. Started the case without me knowing, because I was in custody, to take over my house while I was in custody. So now, when I asked the lawyers, if you have a case in court, is it not allowed in law for you to know that you have a case? I was not aware of a case. The case was going on about a house I bought. And then you want to take over my house. This is the judiciary you are talking about. So I'm going to petition even the chief judge of Kaduna State, petition the magistrate court against write a petition against the magistrate court to the chief judge of Kaduna State, because that is what kind of judicial rascality is this? So there is no need to even go to court.
Okay,
because there's nothing good that will come out of the court. These judgments are usually bought. I don't have the capacity to buy judgment. I don't have them, and I'm not even interested in buying any of this judgment. So that was how I spent about 2 months in custody, after being beaten, humiliated by these people, and none of them up to this moment has been arrested. What does that tell you?
And you said you met Nnamdi Kanu? I
met Nnamdi Kanu, and we discussed at length. And
what was the basis of your discussions?
The basis of discussion was how to struggle and see that the country become free from injustice, become free from marginalization and inequality. And that's what Nnamdi Kanu stands for.
Is he still of the idea of having a Biafra?
Well, when we hope that he will be released unconditionally, and we have been asking and pleading with President Tinubu to discontinue with the case. And if he does that, we would support him. And I want to say that in the event that President Tinubu accepts this proposal, I will also plead with Nnamdi Kanu to drop the agitation for Biafra. On my honor, I want to plead with President Tinubu to direct the AG, Attorney General of the Federation, to discontinue with the case, because the marginalization of the people of the Southeast is the reason for all of this agitation. The injustice, inequality, these are the reasons for all of this agitation. Mr. President, I want to get involved. As the president of over 40 million Nigerian students home and abroad, I think I should be given this honor so as to come in and see that the Southeast is stabilized, because I know I will be able to talk to Nnamdi Kanu. We already have a very strong bond. Having stayed with him for about 2 months in custody, he knows also that I also share some of his qualities, fearlessness and courage. Nothing disturbs me. These people have continuously threatened me, and I'm still coming, I'm talking, I'm still moving freely. In short, I don't want to tell them that I have been healed completely. They can come and resume the beating again.
During detention, how were you treated?
I was taken to the DSS facility. They have a very good hospital and wonderful doctors, so that I give them the credit. They have experts there, and because I'm not even sure that if not for their facility, there's any public hospital that would have taken care of my eye that I'll be able to see again. Not what Olusola Ladoja did to me. But you can see now today I am fit again, fit to receive another beating again. If that is what they want, and if that's what will make them happy, they can resume that again, since they have turned the country to be a country of lawlessness, where rascals and bandits will always have their way.
So when were you specifically released?
I was released in June. You see, before I was released, they did not release me, and they did not have the intention of releasing me. I must commend Omoyele Sowore for standing with me gallantly. He was the most important person who stood and ensured that I was freed. What they did was that, one, the DSS refused to allow my family members to see me. The DSS refused to allow lawyers to see me. The DSS arranged a shenanigan called a court, where at first I was taken to the court. I was not allowed to enter the courtroom. I was taken back to custody. And again, I was taken out again to the court. I was not told I was going to the court.
So you were being charged to court on what basis?
You know, while Zamani came, before he came, after they had tortured me and I became unconscious, he had brought a pistol to Babatunde Akinteye. So the Babatunde Akinteye now handed over the pistol to me. So they now hurriedly claimed my body, but blood was still flowing. So they now gave me the pistol and took pictures of me with the pistol on my hand like this.
That's an allegation.
It's not an allegation, it was what was done to me now. And I'm calling names of those that did to me. I didn't call your own name.
What did
I call your own name now?
What did they say you were doing with the pistol?
That I came to attack them with a pistol. I came to attack over 50 people with pistol. And nobody has a small cut, but all my own body, blood was flowing anyhow. So they tried, but I think they brought.
So in essence, they also framed you for a crime like that.
It was a well-coordinated plan. That's why I suspect the National Director of Operations to be the one to have coordinated the plan, because Zamani Martins is too dumb to coordinate such. Even the Director of Operations is a dumb man, because that was why he could not. No. He can come. He is someone that has capacity to arrest within a few minutes. That is the man I'm talking about. He's the one in charge of the entire security architecture in the country, where bandits have taken over. Which security has he provided? He has the capacity to arrest. He can come and arrest again. So I suspect him, because that's the only man that can discuss with Sheikh Tinubu. Zamani does not have the capacity. So they brought the pistol, placed it on my hand, took pictures and video of me. I challenged them to bring the picture out. Why are they afraid of bringing out the picture? So now, when they took me to the court, while in the court, one of their most irresponsible man, a lawyer of the DSS, came and said, this is what we are charging you for. So, if you are bringing it to court, I should know so that I either tell my family members or get lawyers that will represent me. I think that should be my right. Because you are bringing me to court and you say that you are charging me for illegal possession of firearms. You are charging me that Olusola, the one that hit me in the eye, that he said I came to attack them with a pistol. That it was only the Olusola that came to attack, that said I wrote a letter to them that I came to attack them, and there are about 5 charges. I said, no, why you should allow me to have a lawyer? So he now arranged a lawyer for me. I think you are very stupid. You are a coward. I am not a coward. That if you are not a fool, I told the DSS lawyer that if you are not a fool, what you should have done as a coward that you are is to tell the DSS to take me to the backyard where people do whatever nonsense you do, to shoot me and let me die. So he was shocked, and less that were there, they were also shocked. So I said, no, I was not going, nobody will represent me. That let the judge come. I will talk to the judge myself. So they now allowed me to speak with somebody on the phone. And that was where I quickly called my wife, because she's the only person I have her number of heart. Okay. She now called Sori. But before she could come, she was already in Abuja. Before she could come, Sori was already there with a lawyer. So Sori escalated everything. They became afraid. So Rick came with Abubakar Marshall, a very vibrant lawyer who was quoting as if the constitution.
So that was how you got released.
So I was granted bail, not released, and they took me because they are lawless. They now told me in their custody that it is at their own discretion that they will release me, that the court does not have the power to release me. So they kept me for 2 days, and then Sori now escalated the matters that the lawless DSS has refused to release the Nans President. And that was how they shamelessly released me. And today I'm a free man, although waiting for them to rearrest me again, if they so wish.
All right, so wrapping up now. Since after your release, has anyone officially reached out to you to apologize or to make amends for what happened? And do you still believe in the cause that you stood for, regardless of everything that has happened so far?
Nothing has even happened now. Nothing has happened. All of this thing is nothing to me. I don't care. And the cause, I am still 100% in this struggle, and I will hand over by the grace of God to a successor. That is what they don't want, because to them 2027 is coming and they want to use the position to bring whoever they want to support. But what they don't know, they should have discussed with me, and we could have sat down and then as leaders of this country and decide on what to do, but not by intimidating. They have seen that intimidation has failed completely. So nobody has apologized for all of this. I wrote a letter to the DSS to see him, because I think he's only 2 people I see that have conscience in the entire DSS, the DSS and the Deputy Director of Investigation. All others have no conscience, especially those that I have met. So the DG sent me to meet the Deputy Director in charge of Internal Affairs. I said I was not going to meet him, so I refused to go.
All right. Thank you very much, Comrade. It's a pleasure and a delight having you on the show tonight. We really appreciate you for your expressions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good night.
Good night. Our viewers, I am Nnamdi Al Hassan. This is TopTalk. Good night.